Welcome to Through the Table Podcast with Brian, JL, Tom, Rick, and Russ.
Karashida and Thunder Rosa versus Jamie Hayter and Nyla Rose
for the buy-in.
Yeah, for the buy-in.
Yep.
I mean, I can't see Shida and Thunder Rosa not winning that.
Nope.
Right.
So I mean, who are they going to
Thunder Rosa is awesome.
I do.
Like, I can't
Thunder
say
Rosa.
enough good about her.
She's probably one of the best women on the roster. I feel like she's the one that's going to take the belt from Britt.
I do.
At some point.
Deceptively sexy too.
Probably Revolution or that January Battle of the Belts maybe.
Okay, I forgot about Battle of the Belts. That's what I was going to say. Revolution.
It depends on how big they want to make that Battle of the Belts show.
I want half a sugar skull in my pillow.
Because it seems like they're trying to push off Rosa fighting her right away, so they might push it back a little bit further, so they may not fight in January. It's hard to say.
Right.
How many titles, speaking of titles, Battle of the Belts, how many titles do you think are going to change hands?
I want to go back to that Tom comment. That was
awesome. Sometimes they're better if we just keep moving.
I know. So,
see if the audience at home picks up on them. They're like subliminal messages.
You almost fell out of your chair, so. What are you saying, Russ, about the titles?
How many do you think are going to change hands on Full Gear?
So let's see. We got
one for sure, maybe two.
is the TBS belt up this weekend?
No, the first
January,
Dynamite
right?
in January. This when they're going to have the finals.
Okay.
They still have the semifinals and the quarterfinals to do. So there are no semifinals, I believe.
I think it's just the semis, yeah.
Yeah. There's four matches left before they get to the final, two. And then the final one. So there's still a few more rounds to go, but
right. So
they
it's
have
just
like
the
a
world
month and a half to go. That
Right.
and the tag team titles.
World Tag Team and the women's title, right? No TNT title.
No.
because they're doing that
They're doing the
Minnesota street fight.
Stupid
Right.
street fight.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. I can definitely see Adam Page winning the belt.
I think that's almost a guarantee. Nothing's ever a guarantee, but
Right.
that's very close.
I really hope they do, just because I feel like if this
they
is
can't
the right
push it
time,
out any longer.
no, they can't.
They can't. Mm-mm.
They've already gone almost 2 full years.
Yeah.
I think
If they don't do it this time, it's a dud.
I think
Like,
it was
you
going to
can't
happen
give
at
Page
all
another
out, but
push.
because he wasn't able to be there, they just pushed it back a couple of months. But I think this is where they do it.
Yeah. I don't think Britt's losing.
No.
Ooh.
No.
And
I love Ty Conti's ass meat, but I don't think it's happening.
no, definitely not.
So much ass meat.
And then
The FTR versus the Lucha Brothers. I'm not.
and that's
sure
just
how
for the
they're gonna go.
AEW. That's
Just the AEW titles, right?
I'll tell you this though, if going back to Ty Conti real quick, if she does win, they'll be dancing the streets here in Framingham.
Well, I'm sure.
Heavy Brazilian population for those
Yes.
listening at home.
Mm-hmm.
Film it.
what was it? The Bryan Danielson and Miro. It's like it's I don't know if it's such a gimme now that it's Danielson winning the whole thing.
Unless they're I agree. I think Miro has a very good shot now because the way his promos have been intensely awesome. Especially the way he's saying he's going to murder him just to see his wife.
If you're changing the world title too, having
Right.
two faces go at it that early. I don't
think it would work. I
Miro
think
would make
Page
more
would
sense
be knocked
there.
down a peg
Mhm.
if he had to battle Danielson.
And that wouldn't be bad because it's not, you know what I mean? Miro's no, like they're definitely turned his booking around like
Yeah.
a 180
Oh, yeah,
hard.
totally. Yep.
You know, they're pushing him like a monster, like
Mhm.
how he should.
Oh, he should, right? Hmm.
So I wouldn't mind seeing it, you know. I mean,
Yeah, it's not a gimme.
Danielson, right? And like JL said, especially if it's Adam Page,
Yeah.
you know, there's no. I definitely think that Miro might surprise everybody.
Well, speaking of surprises, what if Adam Page doesn't win the title?
Then I think he
I think
needs
they
to.
made a mistake.
They made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
If
I mean,
he
it could
doesn't,
happen, but
if he doesn't win,
I don't see a reason why Omega keeps it. I don't.
right? There's no reason at this point.
He's beat everyone else. Been almost a year of a title reign where he's beaten everybody.
Crowd was pretty hot for Page in Boston when they were here, when he revealed himself, and it
Yep.
seems like everywhere he goes, they're pretty hot for him. So I don't know.
Fans are waiting for it.
Yeah,
That's why they know it's coming. It's just, when is it coming?
and Tony Khan's the type of guy who gives the fans what they want,
Mm-hmm.
unlike the other guy who will purposely he would have had Omega win tomorrow night because he knows the crowd wants Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Because screw all of us, we suck.
Or delayed a month.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is Wednesday they're in
Virginia.
Hangman's
Yep.
home
Yeah.
state or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't. It's
So in WWE logic, you lose the title that night.
celebration at home. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should lose it, right?
Oh, it's your hometown, pal. You're about to drop the belt.
You're not allowed to
Santino
win at
Marella,
home.
get over here.
What happens to Omega
crushed.
then? Because he just keeps losing titles and just kind of where
He
does
goes
he
away.
go?
face turn.
Yeah, they're already teasing the Elite breakup with him. Like Adam
Because of
Cole and Omega are already kind of teasing a little friction there. So that's the direction they'll go in.
And you
And
saw
I-
what they did on Dynamite, where they had Bobby Fish kind
Yeah.
of make a
Yeah.
little appearance here. There's something going on there too.
Loved how they danced around the Undisputed Era name.
Oh yeah, that
And
was great.
and if Kyle O'Reilly's contract's up
Mhm.
in a month,
Yep.
I mean, why couldn't you do same thing with the Bucks? I think the Bucks, they need a face turn pretty soon too, because
It's happening, yeah. I
Yeah.
think Bucks and Omega will wind up being faces, and
Yep,
Cole
and
will
then
be with the Undisputed Era
Yeah.
as the heels, and they'll feud
Yep.
each other for a little while.
does anyone know when Roddy's contract's up?
He re-signed in the springtime. Not that it means much. They could cut him tomorrow, but
Right.
I think he re-signed for 2 years.
Yeah, he might be one of those 32 other names that didn't get released this time around.
Maybe. But I think O'Reilly's contract's up like December 6th or something like that. Like it's real soon.
Oh no,
And
it's
same as
okay.
Gargano's. They're both on the same date. It's early December. And they basically said with the new 2.0, all the veterans are like Thatcher's probably gone sooner than later.
I was gonna say, I think he's just hurt right now, right? That's the only
Mhm.
reason he's still
Right. Yeah.
on.
hmm But they said all the veterans are basically going to get moved off. Either you're going to go up to fill up the lower card spots, or they're just going to get rid of everybody because they want all those new crazy gimmicks to survive.
Don't get me. I'll go there after.
That's fine.
Oh man,
Then you have what? You have a street fight and a no holds barred match or something, or falls count anywhere.
so yeah, all right. So there's a Minneapolis street fight, and then there's also a false count anywhere. That's the one thing I don't like. AEW, WWE smart with that stuff. Like for the most part, you know what I mean. They kind of taper.
Mm-hmm.
It's like same thing. Like you hear it all the time. It's like the first match on the card. Don't go to the floor. No dives. Like don't be, because when it happens later for the more important people,
Right.
like it'll mean more.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the one thing. Like you're gonna have a street fight and a false count anywhere match. It's basically a street fight. You don't. I don't think they needed two.
No.
But at the same time, I feel like that's if you give, I think the street fight, I wouldn't be surprised if Christian and the Jurassic Express actually win.
I think so.
I think
they will.
I think Jungle Boy's going to beat Cole.
Something with Cole and the Bucks is going to backfire, so it keeps what's going on with them. So, I definitely think they're losing. Yeah, I think you're right. Jungle Boy will beat them.
So yeah, I definitely could see Jungle Boy beating Cole, and I don't. It's like I get why they did the street fight because it almost not cheapens it, but it doesn't hurt Cole as much as if it was a flat out straight up wrestling match.
If it was a 1-on-1 match, yeah.
Right. But even like a 6-man tag, like just a regular.
Well, they count on their
tag,
records, but it's like it doesn't matter.
Right. No, I'm just saying more for like I feel like a 1-on-1 Jungle Boy really, is still not in Cole's league, but I feel like in a street fight it's a little more even.
Sure. No, I hear what you're saying. Mm-hmm.
But then also too with the Jericho and the Minneapolis street fight, they're doing that to kind of hide. Team.
Yeah,
they hide the fact that
we got Dan Lambert and 2 MMA.
3 out of those guys can't work. Yeah.
You kind of had to do something street fight or no holds barred or something, so it can be more of a brawl.
Did you see that segment on?
Oh yeah.
Was it? I don't even remember. That was Dynamite.
It was on Dynamite,
and it was who I don't know who the hell it was, but
there was that other guy that isn't in the match where he wasn't even laying licks on Jericho at all.
It was so bad, so bad.
Yeah,
I honestly,
someone was doing forearm shivers and it wasn't even close.
It was terrible. Terrible. I think that was like Paige Van Zant's husband.
It's like you're right in the front.
It was the other guy. No,
it was a different one.
Paige Van Zant's husband wasn't there. The one with the big neck tattoo. It's some other dude.
He was right in the front, in front of the camera. And he was actually, every time he would do it, he would look up to see if there was a reaction or anything, to see if he was doing it right.
I guess if you hear if you had the audio turned up, you could hear Jericho go, "Hit me, come on!"
Oh no,
yeah, because he saw he was coming nowhere close to him. Oh. That's what happens with those MMA guys. They're almost scared to do that because they could probably kill somebody or really hurt them badly if they do hit it.
Yeah,
kind of like that moment a couple years ago with Dustin.
True. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing that
I know Orlovsky and Dos Santos have been training with him for a while. That other guy that they had thrown those, he hasn't at all, which you could tell.
I mean, it's the only logical way for this program to end is obviously the Inner Circle winning. So what I mean, what are we doing? Jericho beats Lambert.
That's where they're going. I think.
And then what? They just hopefully they all go away. Like
Dos Santos isn't going away.
I don't like that. I just don't.
He's training to be a full-time wrestler now because he can't do the MMA anymore. And they all say that he's really natural at it. Like he's one that could actually do it.
They said that about Cain Velasquez too.
I guess in Mexico he's really good.
Yeah, but that's Mexico.
he works the lucha style. WWE didn't want him to do any of that.
Mexico, all right.
If you watched him in AAA and you watched him in WWE, it's like Arn Anderson fighting in Mexico and then Brock Anderson fighting in WWE.
Right.
That's how it was. Kane was amazing down there. I watched him fight a few matches and it was unbelievable how good he was. And WWE wanted him to basically be the street fighter that didn't know how to wrestle. Didn't work.
Does anyone else think that Jericho needs to kind of like disappear for a while?
He's got concerts coming up in November.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They have a U.S. tour, and he's probably going to be off for a month or so.
He was great when he first came in, obviously, because he was the name that was carrying the company on his shoulders for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But now this company is thriving.
Yeah.
He can step away for a little bit. And that's no knock on him.
No, right. He needs to just to freshen himself up.
Yeah, I definitely think
involved too much right now.
Couple months, 3-4 months. let him go. Let him go do his tour or whatever.
Well, he's doing about a month around. I know he's got Wednesdays off, but they should tell him don't worry about it. And I know in February of next year, he's doing a UK tour, and they're out for like 3 months. So he's going to be gone for a good chunk of the beginning of 2022.
He's always been good at being around for like 6 months or so, taking a few months off, coming back. I think this is the longest that he's gone without a break in
many years,
like 15.
I hate to say it, but it kind of shows.
No,
you know what I mean?
You
Like
hit 50, yeah.
I think he'll be in WWE again too.
Yeah.
At some
You
point.
never know.
I mean, I see that. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
You can never say never, but at the
Especially in
same time,
wrestling.
I feel like just the fact that he jumped on with AEW when he did, you know what I mean, and basically just told Vince, "Hey, I'm doing this."
Mm-hmm.
And then Vince, when he announced it, Vince calls him up. Well, can you get out of it? He's like, "No, I can't get out of my contract. I literally just signed it." And I don't know. I just I mean,
because Vince brought him back for Broken Skull Sessions. He'd take him back for.
He's got a good relationship with Vince.
Well, I know he
still.
would take him back for sure. He just
He has
doesn't
to
burn a
he has to
bridge.
go in the hall. He has to go to the Hall of Fame. He has to have that one last match in the WWE kind of thing.
I don't know if he'll do one last match. This could be like the old football, sign the 1-day contract and retire type deal.
I could see that.
I could see him. Yeah, once he's done with AEW, just
Depends on what. Yeah, it depends on what happens when the contract's up in another year, and does he want to stick around? What is his role going to be? You just don't know.
You got to realize too, and it's the trend is going this way as well. WWE is not the end all be all anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Russ, it isn't.
And if they're
It's not
trying
the
to get rid of,
destination
and if they're
anymore.
trying to get rid of the older guys for younger guys, he doesn't
Yeah.
fit that demographic at all. A 53-year-old guy coming back.
It's just not going to happen.
We saw how Goldberg's working.
He sucks.
Mm-hmm. Jericho's getting close to that, and give him another 2 years, he could be there.
At least Jericho works consistently. Goldberg just shows
I
up
understand. Sure.
every once a year and
Mhm.
murders somebody by mistake. Wasn't good in his prime.
Poor Lashley's still feeling it.
Ugh. Goldberg sucks. Greedy
And what
prick.
else you got? MJF and Darby Allin's
MJF
match.
and Darby. I don't. Is it bad that I just don't give a shit about this match? Like, not at all.
I do
I
only
don't.
because I think MJF is going to be a mega star
Mhm.
in this industry. He is going to be somebody we are going to be talking about, that our interns are going to be talking about.
Oh yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to make a bold prediction. He could be what our interns talk about, how we talk about Flair.
Wow.
I believe that. Rick, I know you don't like him. but
Nostradamus has spoken.
I believe this 100%. I think he's probably the best young talent in the business.
Just have me choke on my.
Well, how will you be after the 5-hour pay-per-view?
Who, me?
No, Rick.
Tired.
I know you'll be tired. Rick doesn't like those long shows.
I
I'll be
don't.
sleepy.
Well, they have so many matches, it's going to go that long.
Yeah, I was to say if it starts at 8,
It's going until at least
it's going
midnight,
until at least midnight.
if not longer.
That sucks.
It's gonna be
It's-
four
too long.
4.5 hours, 5 hours.
Well, you got what? What'd you say? 9 matches?
10,
10.
and then
Jesus.
the last one we didn't talk
Well, I know the
about.
pre-show, but that one, whatever. That
Yeah, so nine
happens
plus
from
the pre-show.
7:30 to 8.
Here
Big deal.
comes the pre.
What's the one match that we missed? I don't.
We missed Cody and
Oh, that's
Pac
right.
versus Andrade and Malachi Black,
Well, before that,
the Sons of Zelina. That's what they should be called.
Line of the night.
You had sex with my you had sex with my wife at WWE. Sweet, we're tag team partners now. Eiffel Tower.
Oh,
Sons of Selena. All right. Good night, folks.
where
It's
did
not
you
going to
want to
get
go,
better
Russ?
than that.
What's that?
You said you wanted to say something about something else first.
Oh yeah, so based on Nostradamus, the other day I spoke to MJF, and among some things, when I asked him about what he thinks he's going to be for the future of professional wrestling, he said, well, I think it is very clear that I changed professional wrestling because before I got involved in professional wrestling, there was only one show in town. And now, due to my talents and me being an incredibly intriguing attribute, my company, look, people are tuning into AEW, not to see some of these ex-WWE talent as great as they are. People are tuning in for MJF, a guy who has only been on worldwide television for 2.5 years. And if that doesn't scream change, I don't know what does. And what people should be screaming is thank you to me.
Not wrong.
No. I mean, he's fully character all the time.
Right.
I'm telling you, he is going to be something that our interns are going to look at with the same reverence that we look at someone like Ric Flair.
All I'm saying is Flair never had to tell Ricky Steamboat that his mom should have swallowed him. Okay.
And I think he would have if he had the opportunity. It was a different time.
I don't know. I just think it's just low. It's like low rent stuff. It's cool. It's great. I mean, I don't know. Tony Khan loves it, but I don't know.
That's what happens when it's
Well,
unscripted.
right. And one more thing about MJF, I asked him about because he looks up to Piper, and I asked him about Piper never won the big one, but is easily known as one of the best to ever do it. And MJF said, "I'm in this business to fix that wild injustice that occurred. The fact that Roddy Piper was never a world champion goes to show you how sick and twisted in the head that everybody he worked with or associated with was. I felt that Roddy Piper was held down and he was not allowed to be in the position he should have been in. I am not going to allow that to happen to me. If I feel that if my company is not giving me the matches that I deserve and not giving me the proper spot, there's always other places for me to go. My contract is coming up in 2024.
Well,
I mean, he's not wrong. It was always terrible. Like, it's bad that Piper never was a world champ. But once again, like we were saying, it was a different time.
yeah,
Right.
you have Hogan in the locker room.
If 80s WWF was anything like late 90s WWF, Piper would have been champ. Orndorff would have been champ.
Yep, exactly.
Bob Orton probably would have got a run at some point. You know what I mean?
Surprise me.
The Cowboy.
The original
Mr. T might have won the belt for a bit.
Oh God. Mr. T might be a little too far.
Hercules Hernandez.
Yeah.
Paul Roma might have got a little run with it.
No.
Well, you got to think of guys like Del Rio and
he might
Jack
be an Intercontinental champion.
I said the Wild Stallions would have had the tag belts at some point too.
Oh yeah.
They
Or
stole
the Young
a
Stallions,
song.
rather.
They stole a song from Jimmy Hart.
They totally did.
It was the whole basis of their gimmick.
Wasn't even a good song either.
No. Not the best one that Jimmy Hart did.
Where are they going with that? Back to that Sons of Zelina tag match there. Where are they going with that one?
Love that.
I don't know.
Cody needs a match on a pay-per-view?
Shoehorn him in.
Yeah, that's all it is.
It's like, oh, who else is it? Pac, get over here. It just makes none of it. I mean, I guess, Pac's feuding with Andrade, but I mean, I guess that's all it was.
The two are squaring off with each other and you're just partners now. I guess Andrade's paying Malachi to be his partner or something. Not sure how that worked, but
right. It's I don't know. That's one of the, another thing I kind of will give AEW crap about. It's sometimes the story, you know what I mean? Like the match they had setting up that match on Wednesday, or rather last week, and just FTR just out of nowhere attacks Cody. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh well, MJF, lent FTR to Andrade. It's just, I don't know. I mean, they could have found I feel like a different way around that. I mean, unless you have the next contenders for your tag titles are Pac and, you know what I mean? It's just, if that's the case, I am not okay with that.
I don't see that happening, but
right. But what else? Why?
I guess originally it was supposed to be a 4-way match with all 4 guys as singles in that match, but they changed it to a tag team.
I was gonna say that would have made less sense than the tag match.
Right. But I guess originally that's what it was slated for, was the 4-way match.
I mean, I guess it's basically, it's better to have, more time for one tag match than for 2 singles matches, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think Cody needs to go away too.
I mean,
either that or just turn him.
That's a match they could easily just have thrown on Dynamite.
Right.
There doesn't need to have a pay-per-view time for it, really.
5 minutes. Give them 5 minutes.
Does anyone think? 25.
Something will happen at the end. The lights will go out and somebody will show up. It's just who shows up.
Oh, that's something to get into in a bit too.
Does anyone think Cody's is this? Oh man! For Brandy's sake, I hope not. But is this the start of a heel turn? Is this a heel turn? It's got to be, right?
He keeps saying he'll never turn heel, but it's
but
so going now. It's happening. Yeah, he's playing.
Like,
he's playing everybody.
He can't be that tone deaf.
No, he's not.
I
don't think so.
So I wouldn't mind that. So you have Hangman. That's what you do. You have Hangman win. He beats Miro. Maybe another challenger. And then you have Cody renege on his word that he would never win the title.
You'd have to have Hangman agree to give him the shot somehow.
Oh yeah, you have. Well, I mean, if you have Cody turn heel, I'm sure you could do it.
Oh right, that's how it would work. It's not that Cody reneges on it. It's that he forces his hand because I'm giving him a shot.
And I think someone might have brought it up. It might have been here or maybe in the chat, but it was always like, well, Cody. Cody could never, challenge, but Cody Rhodes can, and he comes back. He's a heel, and then you have Cody versus Punk, and then that's how you put the belt on Punk. You have Punk do another 434-day run with the belt. It'll
be 435 this time, just so he can beat the WWE title.
That's true.
Thank you for listening to Through the Table Podcast with Tom, Rick, Russ, JL, and Brian.